This is the first game of the Orioles exhibition season here today. Drive on Masson. If you want to see a game this afternoon, please tune it in because you're going to really enjoy this game this week today. Today is one of the best. This is the opening day of the Grapefruit League in the Orioles organization. I think this is the way I'm going to see what the roster is for this afternoon's game because this is on for another. This is a good game this afternoon because I don't know what the lineup is yet, but I don't know what uh, the thing is going to start out today's game. This is really one thing that we're really looking forward to this afternoon. I'm looking forward to seeing a baseball game because I really didn't have, well, it's been a lot of long winter like this and not seeing baseball in the air. It's really like, I did winter shows, but not like I've been talking all over the world and all this stuff, but people really loved it. But people think it was kind of hard not to see the Orioles in a way that you didn't forget. You didn't forget them. But what you didn't know is what the Orioles need to do. Got to make some decisions about this lineup for this afternoon. This is one of the 6 days they'll be down there for the exhibition season. This is a special day for me to be watch for the first Orioles game of the season because this is one of the years it really does bring the 24-24 season here to the O's today. They're playing Boston this afternoon because I'm thinking this is the team was so beat up last season. I think this was one of the worst things that you couldn't really bring back anymore. You couldn't bring them all back, get the injuries back, or the guys back on the team again. Because this sounds to me that this was one of the selections where some of this time of the year it's really going to be. This is going to be the rest of the season now. Everything's going to start working out better. It's going to be really unbelievable for today's game. I think the Orioles will be ready to go this afternoon. And I think this is one of the best times of the year that I think this is one of these seasons are really going to end in a good note, a really good note. I think today is going to be one of the best games of the season. I think one of the best games of the year. I think the Orioles will be ready to go today when the Orioles take on Boston this afternoon at Smith Stadium in Florida. And I'm just wondering how this game is going to go today. I don't know how much people are going to see this thing, but it's really going to be televised on Masson this afternoon. I'm just hoping that everything stays the way I hope it does. The Orioles should be okay. I don't know what trade they're going to make yet. I don't know yet. I don't know what they have. I don't know what they got yet, but the pitching should be okay for this game this afternoon because I don't know who's starting for them. If this game was so hard to say that this is kind of hopeful for a game to be really competitive. I just want to see what they're going to have this coming year. See what they have. See what for players they're going to have to do. What positions they're going to put them in. I think what they have to be put in because what positions, what they're going to have to do is to make sure everybody's back in good graces again for what they're going to be doing for today's game. I think a lot of people think it wasn't going to work out, but I don't know. I don't know how this game is going to be for today. But I just hope everybody tunes in for today's game for the Orioles and the Boston Sox. And I hope that everybody enjoys today's game. Everybody enjoys today. I know I will watch it. I'm really looking forward to it, but I don't want to see a game where all these mistakes are really start to come together, because I don't want to see any mistakes come out of this game today. I want to see a real good game. I want to see a real good clean game. A real good clean game. Because this is kind of what you want to be, where they're going to be placed and where they're not. But believe me, today you're going to realize that this game's really going to be a very good competitive series, where this exhibition season is really going to be an interesting year for the Orioles to play. They got a game today and tomorrow for the exhibition season. They got to get some spring training in too, try to get their pitching a little bit better and try to work out a little bit. See if we can get some work in. And also, stay tuned for today's game. Don't worry about it. We'll see it here on MASN. I'll talk more about that when the post-game show starts this afternoon. We'll have much more on that, much more live on our local stations today. You're going to really see some local part of this is going to be starting all over the 105 this afternoon, when the Orioles will take on Boston today for the first game of the Grapefruit League. It's going to be their home opener today for the first time being in Florida, really. It's like everybody knows that this is the first time that they've ever been in a home opener before. But this game today is going to be one of the wonderful times that this season is really going to be so fantastic today that you just can't realize that this team is going to be really real. The real game today. We'll have more on this game. We'll see you later on today when the Orioles will take on Boston for the first game of the season, for much as what Boston is. I'll be back a little later today for our post-game show, and we'll have our post-game, and the Orioles will be taking on Boston the first game of the season of the 24-24 season. So a lot of people are going to really enjoy today's game on MASN. You'll realize that today is one of the best years that the Orioles have had in 20 years, or less than 20 years. I'm just hoping that everybody, for Orioles fans out there, are going to watch the game today. So you'll be a little bit changed with everything else, but I'm just hoping that if everything stays the way it is, I hope the Orioles have a good roster and a good idea where they're going to be placed at, where they're going to be playing at, where they're going to be playing, what positions will be. Now, so the Orioles will be ready to go today for the first game of the exhibition season of the Grapefruit League. So you'll be able to stay tuned for much as it's going to be on the air. So take tuned for Orioles baseball later today, right here on MASN. And you'll believe me, you're going to love this game today. You're going to really believe me. You're going to really love it today, because this game's really going to be on the air later on. Because I'm hoping if this game wasn't, this game should be. I'm just hoping that everybody, when they see a game like this, you wouldn't believe it. But today, it's going to start today. Today's the first game of the exhibition season. I'll do a post-game show later today. You'll be able to believe me. You're going to see it today here on Masson, and you'll be able to see the game right here on the local networks, or you're online if you don't want to tune into this. So I'll have the opening lineup for today. I'll announce that later here on Masson. When somebody joins you for later on today, I'll be back a little bit on the hour, another half an hour before game time, before the Orioles will take on Boston in the first game of the exhibition season. I'm looking forward to this game today because analysis is really what the Orioles do need to do. I don't know what they're going to have replaced or where they're going to be playing at. I don't know what the lineup is yet, but I'll get that later right here on the O's network today. The Orioles will be ready to go this afternoon when the Orioles do take on Boston for the first game. I'm looking forward to this game because I think if this series was, they talked to Brandon Hyde later they had a news conference for him. They had a news conference, but this news thing was it's just like the evaluation where the Orioles do need some good, solid pitching, where they need the pitching power. I think this one's going to be a really good game this afternoon. I'll see a little bit more in the week there on Monday when I first start off with the brand new show with the brand new hour. So we'll stay tuned for any time after noon today. I'll see everybody later on today when the Orioles will take on Boston for the first game of the open match of the top of the after I get the first play ball, after the umpire says play ball. This is the first time I ever had that to say. I said that for so many times. I couldn't believe that, but I will. So we'll be back in a little while. I'll be back in a half an hour. So we'll be back in a half an hour to give you O's baseball for the first game of the exhibition season. So stay tuned for that, and we'll stay tuned for anything coming up right here on Orioles Network today. I'll see you later today. You're really going to love this game this afternoon, so see you later. Did I click it?
Click it.
Huh?